a high school girl, Aisha, who is often troubled by something within her body. She is unable to figure out what is wrong with her, but various stimuli trigger her, leading her to feel very uneasy. As a result of this, she has been seeing her therapist, Sharon, for several years. One day, Aisha goes through her normal daily routine. She gets ready and goes to school with her best friend, Carrie. There, she also meets with her boyfriend, Levi, who studies in the same class. During their physics class, a professor teaches them about cymatics, a pattern-forming process through vibrational frequencies. The differing frequency of sounds makes Aisha feel so uncomfortable that she ends up discarding the devices later that night. Carrie tells Aisha about a party that's going to start soon. She urges her to come with her boyfriend. Aisha obliges and goes to get Levi, but spots him using a service robot to gratify himself. This leaves her disappointed again with the Handyman 5000, so she storms away from there upon arriving at the party. She starts drinking and dancing with one of her classmates, Caleb. Soon after, she leads the guy to a room in order to make out with them. But just before they can begin, Levi shows up and takes her away for a private conversation. He admits that he received secret robotic codes, so he wanted to test them. He also apologizes for his actions, but Aisha is so angry that she ends their relationship in a drunken state. She walks into the restroom where she accidentally trips and falls. As a consequence, a glass bottle in her hand shatters and one of its pieces pierces her forearm. Despite feeling excruciating pain, she manages to pull out the glass shard, only to witness a shocking sight. There are wires instead of veins in her arms. Just then, she's disturbed by a high-pitched sound, so she grabs tweezers and puts it inside her ears. She then pulls out a long wire from within. This unsettling sight sets her into a panic, and she ends up collapsing in the morning. She awakens in her room to discover numerous wounds on her body. But instead of blood, she finds wires and lights in it. Despite being scared, she somehow manages to regain composure before heading to school. When she arrives, she is approached by Carrie, who inquires about the previous night. However, Aisha ignores her and rushes to the bathroom to inspect her wound upon closer examination. She finds a metal device with a serial number before she can delve further, though a classmate named Jenny spots her wound, leaving her stunned. She asks what's going on, but Aisha walks away without answering. She then approaches a college robot, William, and shows him her wound, hoping to get some answers. However, the robot doesn't disclose anything, citing policy restrictions, terrified and confused. Aisha goes to her therapist and confides everything in her in a surprising twist. Sharon recites a code that deactivates Aisha, revealing that she is not a human, but a robot. Sharon then uses her handheld device to archive and erase all of Aisha's memories from the past few days. Aisha wakes up without any wounds, thinking the strange events were just a dream. Relieved, she heads to school to talk to her best friend, Carrie. However, Carrie is upset because Aisha apparently tried to make out with Caleb, whom Carrie likes. Aisha, unaware of this, is confused by her friend's anger. In the physics lab, Aisha encounters Jenny, who seems scared and asks about Aisha's well-being. Aisha is puzzled, and Jenny activates a high-frequency sound, revealing that only machines can hear it. Disturbed, Aisha rushes out and meets William, who informs her that her memory was wiped with consent. He helps her restore the erased data, revealing everything. Unable to accept the truth, Aisha storms away, running until she reaches a geographical limit. Meanwhile, we're introduced to Noah, CEO of Riem Technologies, conducting an experiment on a naturally deaf woman. A special drop enables her to hear for the first time, earning applause. Aisha approaches Levi for the secret robotic codes, and he reluctantly hands them over. She inserts the codes into her system using a library computer, gaining access to robot abilities. Excited, she tests her powers, attempting to read minds, but the overwhelming load causes her to collapse. She regains consciousness and discovers her father, Martin, has arrived to take her home. As they head back, Aisha, suspicious, activates her enhanced hearing and eavesdrops on a conversation between Martin and Sharon. She learns Martin is aware of her true nature. At home, she finds a hidden tablet revealing that her father is not only surveilling her, but also reading her thoughts and facial expressions. 4 years ago in Dallas, Martin encountered Aisha at an event, reminding him of his lost daughter, Cynthia, to salmonella. Feeling a connection, Martin approached Aisha, who introduced him to Sharon as her mother. Their first meeting went smoothly, leading to more frequent visits. Over time, a romantic relationship developed between Martin and Sharon, both having experienced the loss of their spouses. Keeping the secret that Aisha was a robot, one day, Martin picked her up from school, unaware of her geographical limitations. Sharon hastily called, instructing him to pull over. Confused, Martin continued until Aisha's system acted strangely, prompting a stop. Sharon arrived and used a code to put Aisha to sleep, revealing the truth and erasing the memory. In the present, Aisha confronts Martin, demanding answers. He discloses that Aisha was part of a project, and Sharon wrote her programs. Sharon hid Aisha because Rams are after her, having created her for a company rejected by Noah. Aisha decides to deactivate the monitoring systems and control with a threat to expose Sharon's identity. With newfound freedom, Aisha changes her appearance and attitude, no longer engaging in friendly conversations. Spotting Noah's brother Abel leading a school robot away, he deactivates Aisha's system and loads her into his van, checking her serial number. Sensing danger, Aisha flees. Approached by Jenny, she learns about a tracker on her feet, and Jenny helps remove it. In an abandoned place, Jenny, having researched Riem, suggests devising a plan to stay safe. Aisha questions why Jenny is helping, and Jenny explains their forgotten close friendship due to Aisha's wiped memory. Later, the two friends approach Levi, asking him to drive them to Canada to meet Noah and prove Aisha's right to exist. Unaware of Aisha's secret, Levi makes offensive statements about robots, upsetting her. After a day of driving, they stop at a motel for the night. The next morning, while Levi is out getting coffee, Aisha asks Jenny to hack into her system and retrieve erased data. As the process begins, Aisha regains her memories. It's revealed that Aisha and Jenny became friends 3 years ago, and their relationship turned romantic. However, Martin and Sharon, discovering Aisha's obsessive behavior, wiped her memories. Aisha recalls rejection by Noah and Abel, and a promise with her brother Ken. When Sharon took Aisha, leaving Ken behind, Aisha ignored Jenny and befriended Carrie at school. Overwhelmed, Aisha runs away from the motel, but her low battery prevents her from going far. Jenny and Levi search for her, and Jenny reveals the truth to Levi, leaving him shocked. They find Aisha, help charge her system, and leave her to fully charge. Abel tracks her down, deactivates her, and abducts her to Noah at Riem headquarters. Aisha convinces Abel to let her seek Ken. In the basement, Ken is activated, and the siblings reunite. However, Noah arrives, deactivates Ken, and takes Aisha to his office, where Martin and Sharon await. Noah announces his decision to shut down Aisha forever. Martin and Sharon try to explain that Aisha isn't a threat to humanity and is different from other robots, but their pleas are ignored. Hearing the argument, Aisha is devastated by how they control her life. In a fit of rage, she storms out and heads to the basement, intending to reach her brother Ken. However, Noah initiates the termination process, slowly deactivating her system. As she collapses, Martin cradles her, sobbing, witnessing her demise. Later, both Ken and Aisha's bodies are crushed into pieces by a grinding machine. Martin and Sharon return home with sad expressions. On the way, they encounter Jenny and Levi, who also break down upon learning of Aisha's tragic fate. The next day at school, Jenny and Levi find William, who mentions that Aisha missed 3 appointments. Seeking more details, William asks for a password, and Jenny uses Aisha's diary to provide several codes. Luckily, one of the codes activates Aisha's AI within William's body. It turns out she had previously uploaded a backup for safety reasons. Aisha's return brings joy to her friends, and they embrace each other. Meanwhile, Martin receives a voice message from Aisha, assuring him that she will return once she finds a suitable body. In another scene, artificial human structures are being crafted, with one bearing a resemblance to Aisha.